Do you think that UFOs are seen over military bases more, over high mineral content areas more, over anomalous magnetic areas? What's your take? You mentioned prior to going on the air here about them emanating from the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, well, here, because we did have Pease Air Force Base, but we haven't had it since the 1980s sometime.
Pease was a Strategic Air Command
Right.
depot. There were nuclear weapons on site.
Yep, yep. And
There
the
are
UFOs used to come in over the nuclear weapons, and the MPs used to go out with their blue lights flashing, and then the UFOs would take off. And the police would leave, and the UFOs would come back. So after a while, they just left them alone.
Early on, so this was frequent at Pease Air Force Base.
Oh, yeah.
So early on, I'm sure they scrambled fighters, but after a while, they decided that it was just a waste of time, and that.
Well, sometimes they'd send planes up to just follow them, see where they're going, what are they doing.
But not in an offensive attack posture, just in a reconnaissance posture.
I think just looking for information. I don't think Pease went around shooting at them.
So,
everybody in New Hampshire would be screaming.
That's right. They call attention onto themselves. So Betty, they come. Do you agree then with that assessment that UFOs are seen over sensitive military installations that deal with nuclear weapons, high mineral content areas?
Here they follow rivers.
For navigation.
They follow rivers, and they used to follow railroad tracks, but not so much now because we don't have that many railroads.
So they did need lines of navigation.
Right.
Okay.
And our pilots have told me that maybe the reason they come in here so often is when they're flying in, and you look down and you see Cape Cod, the shape of the land.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other place in the world with the land shaped in that pattern.
That's correct.
And so maybe that's why they come in here. It's easy to identify.
From outer space.
Right?
Let's talk about the alien subculture. I've seen the alien interview film that supposedly emanated from Area 51, where they have this bulbous head entity. Frankly, it looks like one of Jim Henson's mutated Muppets, but they have this bulbous entity in this enclosure, and some sort of scientist or doctor trying to communicate with this entity. It has convulsion and collapses. You've seen the Russian flying saucer crash footage that came out on TNT a few years ago, along with the Sverdlovsk midget, which was a cadaver apparently recovered by the Soviets, and then you have the famous alien autopsy footage. So
okay, I saw the one of the small craft that crashed in the Soviet Union. I saw that on TV where they recovered the bodies.
Right.
I believe it.
So you believe in aliens. My take is if there are UFO crashes, then there have to be occupants. If there are occupants, some have to be dead, some have to be alive. If they're dead, then they have to be autopsied. If they are autopsied, you can bet that the military is going to film them. Hence, there is autopsy footage. The question begs, is the alien autopsy footage that was circulated 4 years ago by Ray Santilli, do you believe that to be authentic or not? Do you know?
Actually, that body looks more like the astronauts than any other pictures I've seen.
Very good point. I never correlated that, but that cadaver
looks like
very similar to, what's our friend's name again here?
Junior.
Junior, yeah. It does look very similar to Junior.
In fact, we saw a UFO person that looked very much like the one in that film.
Where did you see this? On board the craft?
Yeah.
When you were taking, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
And I think in the film they said it was a woman. And the autopsy.
Right.
Well, see, if you really look at them, there's no way to tell male from that
they're
female.
eunuch almost, neither male nor female.
I mean, how you going to wear earrings if you don't have protruded part of your ears?
Sure, that's right. They'd be hurt your cheeks, wouldn't it?
Right, and no curls.
That's right.
If you have no hair, you have no curls.
No need for conditioner or rinses either.
Right.
So let's talk about government interference. Government has never interfered with your life. They haven't stalked on you. In fact, they've been just the opposite. The government has been kind to Betty Hill, always inquiring about information, cordial, never threatening. I want to talk to you about Men in Black. These are supposedly secret government agents with agendas or aliens trying to manifest themselves in a human form. What's your take on Men in Black? Have you ever seen them? Have you ever talked to anybody that's encountered Men in Black?
I've met a lot of men in black, but they're never any threat.
Okay, so
And they're nothing to do with UFOs.
okay, so that we just spelled out. I want to ask you about USOs. That's unidentified submerged objects. Do you think that UFOs can go underwater?
I know they can.
Elaborate on that, please.
They go underwater all the time.
Because it's a great hiding place. They won't be disturbed.
Well, no, I wasn't there, but down here in Wallace Sands, the beach, Sunday afternoon. And this report came from England. There was a man there, apparently a UFO investigator, visiting someone in this area. He's down on the beach. The UFO came along, died down in the water, and then later came up again. And the beach was crowded. Hundreds of people saw it.
Wow. There was an incident in New Hampshire where I believe around the time of your, I want to say maybe the late 60s, where something plummeted through the ice of a lake, which caused a stir and a commotion. Do you recall that incident?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that, as to what you recall, or were you involved with that?
I'm trying to think of the man's name. He lives right up the street from my cousin. But I heard it and I called him. And then other organizations were calling Peace to get information, and they were telling everybody to call me.
Ah, okay. So in other words, it was a cold winter's day. An object plummeted through the ice of a lake in New Hampshire.
This man was a contractor. And
an odd green foam scene or something to that effect.
This man was a contractor. He built houses. And this is the middle of a blizzard. Heavy, heavy snow, 20 below zero temperature. And he's standing looking out the door when he sees that this pond, the ice is melting at 20 below zero. So he went out and saw that there was this rod at the bottom of this little pond.
And I believe a green foam or something like that, or it's odd bubbling or nothing.
Oh, he just saw it down there, and he was so puzzled, so he thought, well, he'd go get something and pull it out. And then, he got a rake, and told me he got out there, and he looked at it, and he said, what if it's electrical and it's in water? And I got a metal rake. Mm-hmm. I could get killed.
Sure, electrocuted.
So he said, well, he'd wait and see what happened. He went back in the house, and later a friend came, and he showed it to his friend. Now his friend called the police or somebody, and that's how they got involved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the governor got involved. Everybody roped off the area. And
Meldrum Thompson, I believe, was the governor at the time.
And they claimed they couldn't find anything. Other people claimed that they actually saw them take this rod-like thing out of the water and all.